All right, of course, the biggest news in the universe today is maybe, possibly, perhaps,
Finally,
maybe, kind of,
if
sort of,
only.
like 8 years too late, that Kathleen Kennedy is quitting, or is she getting pushed out? Either way, the first thing I thought when I heard this, when I was watching the one at 6:30 this morning, I thought about Wizard of Oz. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Because I didn't think like the thing from Battle at Cremation Creek, the queen bitch is dead, because she ain't no bitch.
Right.
That is a reverent title that you give to people that are bitches, not some fucking ne'er-do-well fucking coffee person who couldn't fucking do her job to save her life. And without DEI, she'd still be fucking hustling coffee all over the fucking place like she deserves. Anyway, with that said, my nephew even contacted me. We don't stay in contact all that much. He's got his family, I got my shit to do. So, it's nothing. But he even contacted me and he's like, "Oh, did you hear? Kathleen Kennedy is going to quit." And I'm like, "Oh shit, this is big time," because Dennis don't contact me. He only contacts me like, once or twice a year. "Happy birthday. How you doing? Everything all right?" Or when somebody dies, the way it is. So I am not, for myself, I'm like, oh, okay. And, there was enough sources that cited the Hollywood Reporter, this, that, and the other. Okay, it might be real. It probably is. But again, all I'm thinking is like, it's 8 years too fucking late. Star Wars is dead. Yeah. Our first fucking video was about quitting Star Wars and that we don't need to give them the loyalty that they've been given for all these years while they just produce shit. That was our first video.
You have to earn that.
Yeah. Respect is earned, not given away.
You have to deserve it. You have to earn it and deserve it. It's not just given because you put a brand name on it.
Yeah. Yeah, Disney. Come on, Bobby, listen. Of course you won't.
Anyway.
And so I'm just like, it's 8 years too late. And what is it actually going to accomplish? There was somebody that said, well, they're going to have to build a time machine and go back in time and save Star Wars because that's the only way it's going to get saved.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much it.
And there are some of them out there that are clinging on to the Monty Python and the Holy Grail adage that it's not dead yet. It's getting better.
And not better, but
it could get better.
I would love to be in that camp. I kind of am in a sense. Like if it comes back good, great, hurrah. But I don't see that happening. Not
anytime soon.
Not without certain caveats. They have to disavow the sequel trilogy. They have to apologize for season 3 and everything of Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, just because there was bad stuff in it that just negated anything that was good.
Yeah.
Riding the Rancor, that was retarded, and then it ending like a Happy Days episode. What the fuck? And
not to mention the mods.
And the Leia Organa show, instead of it being Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then him meeting up with Vader, which doesn't fucking happen. But anyway, so they've got a lot to apologize for. They've got a lot of cleanup to do to get people back, the OGs, such as myself. And I wasn't there in 77.
And just because Kathleen Kennedy's finally stepping down from the position doesn't mean it's
all going to be
the
fucking
end all and the be all.
It's not going to be all softballs and blowjobs for everybody.
No.
We still have to deal with Dave Filoni and his fucked up waifu. What the fuck's her name? Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And I just... I'm not...
And people are, trying to already speculate who might fill the position. And Filoni and Favreau's names keep coming up. But no, it ain't going to be either of them.
Because they're white men. Well, one of them is.
Well,
maybe if you put both of them together, it's a man.
Filoni's a full-on male feminist. So
he is no ally.
He could be on the list.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's top of the list.
No.
He's not. No. He can't even make a fucking show
that doesn't look like a
half-ass decent.
Yeah. Hold on, wait. We say
how's he gonna run the whole fucking?
But we say this about Pedro Pascal, and now he's Mr. Fantastic. So I just.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Again, Pedro's just the first one who said yes to it.
Right.
That's how he got the role. It wasn't like he was dying to play it, or
sucking everybody off to get to it.
I don't think he even had to read for it. They just offered it to him.
Because they had to shoot.
Because they had to cast it. They're having a hard time, and that's another conversation. But okay, so
go for it.
I saw one report that talked about this. I forget her name. I should have looked it up before we did this, but she's an associate producer at Lucasfilm that has been working with or under Kathleen Kennedy all these years,
Ugh.
and would most likely be the next in the line of succession on that ladder.
Another liberal white feminist who doesn't know shit about anything.
So, yeah, that's kind of one of my concerns. I don't know anything about this gal. I have no idea. I didn't Google it beforehand or anything to see.
Snarky's looking
what
good
I could
today.
find out, but I am concerned that it might be, that she might step into it and just bring us more of the same.
Same bosses, new bosses, same as the old boss, right?
Yeah, meet the new boss, same as the old boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
To quote a phrase from the Bengals, yeah.
uh,
And if you know what shows that
Oh
from,
my God.
bonus points.
oh, but,
I didn't hear anything about that.
but I mean, people are losing their shit over it, and she's been dangling this carrot for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
That she's set to retire, but she's holding out because she wants one good one to hit before she leaves.
And what was that win supposed to be? The fucking Acolyte.
I really think that she had really high hopes for that, and
Wait,
pretty
hold on.
much put all of her eggs in that basket.
I have to say something. There was a script for these episodes, right?
You think?
Now, either she can't read or she doesn't have a grasp of storytelling and or the English language. Because if that's what was produced and there was a draft of the script, how could you not stop and say? But then hold on, I answered my own question because she read The Last Jedi and thought that was great.
Well,
So I can't,
there is a there are times, and especially with a project like this, where they start with an unfinished working script and they're tweaking it on the fly during production. And this kind of came off like that. It came off like it was just thrown together and they were making it up as they went along. So maybe
I've seen improv in county jails that were better than
I
this.
just think that if you've seen Leslie Headland talking about this and her approach to it and what she wanted to do with it, it sounds all kind of cool the way she talks about it. But then what she brought us was not even close to what she made it sound like. So I think she sold it to Kathleen on the, and her enthusiasm for it was clear. And
All right, then Kathleen, which she was hired at a time when she wasn't supposed to be, no one was being hired. Then what she should have done is said, bring me a script. And then they should have gone through that script with a fine-tooth comb. But of course, then I also have to remember James Mangold and the Dial of Destiny.
Yeah.
So maybe she can't read English. Maybe she is a lizard person. Who knows?
the reports I saw about her going through the Ray script, the Ray movie,
Uh-huh.
she did that with a fine-tooth comb and kept sending it back with suggestions and revisions and,
Huh.
to the point where the writer just said, you know what? I ain't rewriting this again for you.
Fuck your couch. I'm out.
Right, pretty much. And then they had to get the other guy, the Peaky Blinders dude, and he had the same issues. I mean, she just was never 100% satisfied with the script. She kept sending it back, and it was like nothing they submitted was okay to use. So how do you move forward if you can't make a decision whether or not the fucking script is going to work?
Well, then she shouldn't have moved forward on the Acolyte. I'm just saying,
Yeah, but the Acolyte was not her project. It was not her baby. The Ray movie was going to be like her baby, whatever.
her swan song.
She was closer to it.
Yeah, but if she was still holding out hope for the Acolyte was going to be good.
The Ray movie is where she's got herself self-inserted.
Oh, yeah.
She wasn't self-inserted into the Acolyte. That was all Leslie Headland and
Crony lesbians, yeah.
whoever else,
But
her
still,
wife.
But still, $300 million. Who do you know that could piss that kind of money away and still have a job?
For real.
I'm just saying.
Especially over and over and over
again. Because if we really get down to the brass ticky tacks, I know you make fun of me because I still complain about it. Episode 8 is where Star Wars died. It really is. It didn't kill my childhood or anything like that. So Ryan stopped beating off thinking you got somebody about it. So fuck off. But it was just a horrible movie. It wasn't written well. It didn't make any real sense. You had ideas, but that weren't developed. It could have been a great movie.
It could have been with even mostly the same, plot and
I didn't want to see fucking emo Solo. It just, yeah. So that's where Star Wars really took a shit.
Well,
and there are those who say that episode 7 is worse. But,
it was with episode 8 is when it was like
the wheels flew off the fucking cart.
It was the beginning of the end for him.
Yeah.
And for many reasons, too. It wasn't just that it was this underdeveloped,
script that
thing that
created Jake Skywalker.
I think their biggest mistake was in not having the trilogies all planned out before they went into production on the first one.
Right.
They should have had. I mean, they know they're going in to make 3 movies. This is episode 7.
Yeah.
And there's got an 8 and 9 following them.
Yeah.
And they made the first movie with no plan for what happens next and
that's the way Jar Jar. That's his creative juices. I had somebody I talked to. I talked to somebody Sunday. What's today's date?
Today's 25th.
25th of February, 2025.
Is when we're talking this, yes.
And I had somebody Sunday defend Lost to me. I'm like, what? So if you're defending Lost, I'm like, you have no credibility whatsoever.
Right?
I'm like, yeah, it was interesting when that guy got sucked through the engine, but that was about it. And that was in the pilot. Oh no, it got so much cooler since then.
It was interesting for about 3 or 4 weeks. And then it was like, okay, so where's this going? What's
Yeah. Why am I spending my time?
And then when it started going somewhere, it still was going nowhere.
Yeah. So like, what was that other show he did on Fox? Fringe?
I guess.
Yeah, I watched one episode and I'm like, no thanks. I'm all right.
But yeah, I think she's just going to have to admit that whatever she wanted to get out of, to some kind of a successful project that she could go out on a high note. But no, she's been awarded a whole bunch of awards too. No, but that's also a precursor to somebody leaving the industry because, it's like we got to give her this award if we're going to, or it's, blah, so she's had several.
I wouldn't give her the nod bones of my last fucking meal.
But that notwithstanding.
That notwithstanding, yes.
It is happening.
All the fucking people in Hollywood, yeah.
In fact, they're acknowledging her exit and
get the fuck out and gone and goodbye.
And don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out.
Right.
So it just remains to be seen what the future of Star Wars will be with someone else in that position.
So if you had to wager.
Okay, so I, okay, now I'm going to step on some toes and ruffle some feathers.
Fuck yeah.
Please don't take this wrong, but I'm sure you will.
Take it whatever which way.
It's really, I don't mean to sound sexist, but
oh god,
it is a female trait. I read a report that was a study done by the Lego Corporation in Denmark or wherever it is that they're from.
Right.
To study the way that boys and girls interact with their toys. And it was just a study where they were just observing the interaction of the kids and the toys. And they found that, in general, boys tend to accept the toy for what it is and play for it as it is what it represents. Where girls will tend to take a toy and just make it whatever they want it to be.
That's why you don't get married, folks.
No, but like, for example, you give a little boy a Spider-Man toy and he'll play with it as if it's Spider-Man and do the Spider-Man stuff with it, and it's Spider-Man. He accepts it for what it is. You give the little girl a Spider-Man toy, she's going to put a dress on it and take it to her tea party with all her other dollies and teddy bears, and she's going to make it into what she wants it to be.
That could be the Miles Morales one.
Now, I can't help thinking that carries over into adulthood.
Oh,
and
yeah.
What we're seeing with some of this stuff is like Kathleen Kennedy got her hands on Star Wars and just turned it into what she wanted it to be, rather than accepting it as
Did she ever actually really change it? She put out some shit that she thought was going to fly and it didn't work. And she's stubborn and stupid enough to think that it's still going to continue to work. So she changed it, but not the original.
Not so drastically.
Yeah.
But she did.
She made the attempt. I wouldn't even say she made the college try. But she made.
But she really had no idea what Star Wars is or how
it works. And she wasn't a fan because my sisters are fans of Star Wars. So she doesn't even get it on that female level of
even though she's been a part of Lucas and she's worked on Star Wars projects with George Lucas directly, and he even took her under his wing and schooled her in how to do the Star Wars, and she just went in one ear and out the other, whatever, man, because
just like a woman.
Oh, don't you mansplain it to me. I don't want to do Star Wars. Whatever, man. I don't know. But
and to that near 14% of our subscribers that are female, hello. Just take it with a grain of salt. Don't be mad.
I'm not saying this to be like down on that quality in women. I'm just saying that it is a female trait.
Eric, you don't gotta. You're mansplaining.
Like I say, please don't take
You're
it wrong.
mansplaining.
And I just can't help thinking, since I read that study and I see what's happening with these female top executives and what they're doing with these cherished IPs, they're not taking them.
And it was bought because they needed boy brands in Disney. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
And they've done it to Marvel too.
So anyway,
they slapped a dress on it, put a wig, and dance, motherfucker.
It's just for that reason. I'm afraid that.
So is Hollywood like prison? I think so.
Well,
because I saw a thing about Kevin Spacey yelling at Guy Pearce about that he wasn't abused or something. I don't know.
Well, you know what?
That's a whole other thing. That's a whole other can of worms.
I think Hollywood could be like a prison if you get stuck in it and there's like, in there.
That's my cornbread. Ain't nobody touching that cornbread but me. No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck. Anyway.
Stay out of the shrimp cocktail. That's mine.
Wow. So yeah, I just don't, how do I put it? I don't care that she's gonna quit now. The barn is burnt down. The horses are fucking dead. Who fucking cares?
Right.
And I don't care if she's running out of the shitter with a lubricated horse cock. It doesn't fucking matter.
But
none of it matters. She killed it. Unclear. She has the distinction of killing Star Wars. So for all eternity,
she'll be immortalized for that.
Yeah. So there you go, KK. You got it. You're in the history books.
Yeah.
You piece of shit.
So, and it's unclear whether or not whatever's going on, it's just
it's actually true.
These articles that are out there, this
isn't just Doomcock talking about it now.
No, it's quite a few news sources, and they all mention like these 3 individuals who she's spoken to about this, but there's no like specifics as far as timeline or when she's going to do it. If she's just walking away or if she's like retiring. The word retire did not come up in any of these articles. Yeah. And
so she's going to pull a George W. Bush.
Been talking about retiring for years. So, I think
maybe it's a generational thing.
She's 71 years old.
Yeah, she needs to go to the knacker farm.
It's time to retire, yes. And she had a good run, whatever, until it crashed and burned at the end. But, hey, man, there's worse stories out there. And
Which ones? Which are worse stories than that?
Oh, fuck. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But, I don't know, man.
And she didn't just fuck over Star Wars. She cornholed Indiana Jones, something fierce.
Yes.
And while Willow only had the one movie, it was cool. And they fucked that up with the TV show.
Dude.
I never saw it. You watched one episode?
I started watching the first episode. I don't think I got through it. I was just like, no, not doing this. Wow. This is what they're doing to Willow? No. And, Willow was so poorly received that they pulled it. It's not even available for on-demand streaming. Right? Like everything else they've ever made is still available.
Except for Song of the South.
Well, yeah, but everything else that Disney Plus originals have made.
Yes, okay.
Is available for on demand,
and
but not Willow. And so anytime something is like just gets so god awful that it's been pulled, there's a term they say they willowed it.
I see this. I'm like, okay, this shoe finally dropped because what happened to Star Trek? They might be turning around. They might get that fucking boat around.
Star Trek just might not be dead yet, too. Yes.
And so then this was and then they canceled Doctor Who, the Toffer Doctor Who. Yeah, they did.
That's still debatable whether it's canceled or not. It is up for renewal. The
blood's in the water.
Is up for renewal, and until the contract is signed, it's up in the air whether or not they're going to continue on Disney Plus. That doesn't mean that.
No. I heard. No, forget that Disney Plus shit.
No, that's the thing.
But no. There was other things. I went further, deeper, Johnny. Okay, I went through it and I saw it, and they aren't going to make a decision till the end of the second season.
Well, yeah,
but the guy's already quit. He's moved to Hollywood.
Yeah.
And so that's
No,
toast.
he's already,
Yeah, he's already out on something else. And so then,
well, he almost left at the end of the first season, even, and
Yeah.
they even
what a drama queen.
filmed a transition scene just in case that
Oh.
they needed to use it.
Not a transition. We can't use that word anymore. Transition means you're switching genders. This is a regeneration scene.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. I can't. Yeah. Don't give me that look. I know about Doctor Who. Fuck.
Yeah, Doctor Who switched genders too, so anyway.
Well, that's
not the same thing.
Let's put a pin in that because
Not the
that's a
same
whole
thing.
other that's
No,
a whole
I
other
get it.
problem.
Dude, I was kidding. But no.
I see it as so Star Trek. The woke Star Trek fell, so woke Star Wars was next on the list, and Doctor Who will fall as well.
Yeah.
So the woke is over.
What does that tell you?
That woke doesn't work. Socialism doesn't fucking work.
You go woke, you go broke.
Eventually, even Disney went broke. So is there? I'm going to play.
Even woke people don't want all that woke content just all the time, 24/7. They want an escape from their life as much as anybody else.
Jeez.
Tell us a good story, and we'll all show up. And it doesn't matter if you're woke or
liberal or
whatever if you're a neo-Nazi or whatever,
Klingon or anything.
You can still have the shared experience of enjoying a good story and not be preached at. And
if it's not a good story, it's not fucking good.
Right.
So.
And it doesn't, and stories can have morals. Yeah, you can have a moral to the story, but it doesn't need to be just, no.
Yeah, and I don't think David Tennant being the next Doctor is going to be good. Anyway, enough of that. So do you have hope? Does this give you hope that something might happen? Like on a scale of percentage, 1 to 10, that it'll turn around, that the boat's turning around, that this was like the Section 31 movie for Star Trek. Or no, not the Section 31 movie. This is the series finale of Lower Decks, where we're going to right the ship. Do you have that feeling with this news?
Not really.
It's worse? Not yet. We need more.
I mean...
You need to disavow the sequel trilogy and all the Disney Plus shit and start over with people who actually are fans and like the shit. All right?
Not even that. It just...
That is the bare minimum.
There's going to be plenty of time for them to wrap their heads around what they're going to do with it. If they're going to take a hiatus, which would be wise, let people miss it for a while and come back with something really cool.
But are they going to miss it? I think that's the problem. Is that they know that they aren't going to miss this shit. Shit. I'm not talking about the original trilogy or the prequels. And there are even those fans of the fucking Clone Wars, which that's Dave Filoni fucking wet dream all over the place. And Rebels, which is another fucking nocturnal emission from him. But that's the real thing. Is I think that they know that people aren't going to miss this shit.
Okay, and the thing is too, we got Andor coming, okay?
Which I can't fucking wait.
Right, no, but and that's all we're going to get of it. For sure, because it's going to
be three different segments, and 3 episodes, four sets, and the 3 years leading up to Rogue One.
And I don't know what else is on the slate.
Nothing. Oh, the Grogu movie.
No, but for the streaming.
Oh no, I don't
know what else is on the slate.
Nothing, probably. Hopefully, Dave Filoni could probably crap out a cartoon.
They have these movies in the works now, and they got to focus on that, and they're not going to be, So maybe we're going to get a break from the streaming content for a year. I don't know. Because like I said, I don't know what else they have.
And if they were actually doing their job correctly, they could do streaming and movies at the same time. It's called hiring people.
Marvel does. We see the results of that.
Yeah, but that's because
they're trying to pump out too much too fast, and
it's none of it's good.
In the quality,
but also,
blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
But also, it's that woke DEI shit too. I don't want to see that crap. You're gonna have a fucking 90-pound woman fight a fucking 250, 100-pound man and flip him over like that, like it's nothing. Nah, that's bullshit. That's math. That's not racist or sexism. It's fucking math. It's physics. I know physics and math are racist, but tough shit. So, you have no faith that this is the turning point.
No, because she hasn't left yet, and the turning point won't happen until that happens. and somebody else steps into that position, and
Hopefully somebody qualified.
whoever that will end up becoming. And I'm get, okay. So the eternal optimist in me is hopeful that it'll, they'll do something cool with it. But I have my doubts, and I'm going to be skeptical. I can't help it.
Okay,
I'm a lifelong fan, man. I know my Star Wars. Come on, man. No,
dude, this is the guy that got in a fight with somebody else about lightsaber hilts in a fucking video game at a job we were all at, and I was so embarrassed to even know Star Wars.
Right in the middle of the break room, we're going deep.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh my god, you guys are nerds.
And the thing is, I don't do that much in public like that.
Yeah,
John got me going. But no, people don't realize I'm the real nerd boy that I really am,
right?
Until they see it with their own eyes, and I get into it with somebody that can keep up.
It was just embarrassing. That's all. I was like, oh my god, I was embarrassed to be a nerd.
Hey man, it was
it meant something to you. I understand.
Yeah, man.
So
lightsaber hills. No.
In a fucking video game. It was that.
It wasn't that. It's not that. What you're saying. It's
Oh God. So me being the realist and knowing that Hollywood is filled with a bunch of lizards and pedophiles, I don't think it's going to do a damn thing. I think it's dead and it just needs to stay dead.
It just might be let to die.
Yeah. Finally, the eternal rest that Star Wars deserves.
And I guess they do have, the commitment to do the Mando Grogu movie, but it will not be under Kathleen Kennedy's leadership.
Oh, but Dave Filoni.
We'll see where it goes.
Are you going to go see that movie?
Probably.
Oh my God. Like I said when episode hold on, like what I said on the interwebs, this is probably one of the reasons why I got kicked off the interwebs, the YouTubes before, and Facebook. Was like, I wouldn't go see episode 9 if Daisy Ridley was sucking me off through the whole movie. Apparently somebody got upset about that, but it has the virtue of being true.
Did that violate the community standards?
I guess, but pornography doesn't, so whatever. So yeah, I just don't see this. This doesn't mean shit to me. It's 8 years too late.
I mean, it's no surprise. Again, she's been dangling this carrot for a couple of years that she's on her way out.
Yeah.
And it's just been a matter of time. And now she's actually speaking to it with acquaintances. And who knows if they're the three sources are not identified. We don't know who they're talking about.
Maybe she knows this is her last molting season.
They might have all been in the same room together with her when she was talking about this. And there's 3 different individuals who are corroborating that, yeah, she said that. But again, it's really vague and ambiguous as far as any details.
Yeah.
You don't know when it's going to be by the end of the year. So, yeah, December 31st.
We'll live in infamy. The day that Star Wars was allowed to die.
And, I mean, what is she going to be doing for the rest of the year? If,
sitting on her haunches?
If she's just going to be stepping down from it. And she's not going to be able to finish the movie. So why should she even be a part of any of it?
Right.
So what's she going to be doing? Sitting around taking up space?
Like she's been doing for 8 years.
Pretty much what she's been doing. Yeah, but so no difference there, I guess.
So
we'll see. Fingers crossed, but not too hopeful.
Let us know what you think. I'd like to hear what you think. Do you have hope? Do you have faith? Is this a new hope? Or is it just the end?
I think we've already seen the end.
With that, like, share, and subscribe.